Harbor.
All right.
Okay, we're rolling. We're rolling.
Okay. This is an interview at Delmar Place, Delmar, New York, the 22nd of March 2006. It's approximately 1:15 p.m. Interviewers are Wayne Clark and Mike Russert. What's your full name, date of birth, and place of birth, please?
My full name is John Joseph Filipello. That's F-I-L-I-P-E-L-L-O.
Okay. Where were you born?
In Albany.
Okay. When were you born?
4/1/21.
Right.
Couple of weeks I'll be 85.
Wow. April Fool's Day, huh?
Yeah, April Fool's Day.
What was your educational background prior to entering service?
What do you mean about our work?
No, your education. What was your education?
As far as the 7th grade I went. I didn't do too much school. I worked all the time.
Okay.
I didn't do much schooling, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Do you remember where you were when you heard about Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, I was on the corner Madison and Pearl, and what's the name of the restaurant? I forgot the name of the restaurant. There was a restaurant across the street from the bank. Madison and Pearl. That's where I heard it.
How did you hear?
Come over the radio.
What was your reaction when you heard about that?
Didn't feel too good about it, you know. I figured, you know, it's bad. I knew something was going to happen. Somebody's going to go to war.
Okay.
You know?
Did you enlist or were you drafted?
No, I was drafted in 42.
Okay. You were drafted here in Albany?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go for your basic training?
Oh, geez. Camp Landing, Florida. Camp Landing.
Okay. How long were you there?
Oh, well, I was a year and a half in the States, to tell you the truth. I was there, then went to Tennessee, Indiana.
What other types of training did you have?
That was it. Basic training was all, I was in the artillery.
Okay. So you had some artillery training too?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, what was your job as an artilleryman?
Right now, I was with the gun section. There was 7 of us to a gun section. I used to put the ammunition in the breech.
Okay.
And they used to fire it. But I've done the corporal job and everything, so, you know, everybody had to know the job.
Now, what type of artillery was it? Was it like the 105? Okay.
Okay, how many, so there were 7 in your crew. How many guns did you have in a battery?
4.
4? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's A battery, B battery, and C battery, and headquarters.
Did you have trucks to move the artillery pieces?
Oh yeah, I was a driver. I was driving a truck with the artillery. I put the 105s in the back of the truck.
Okay. What type of truck was it? Was it like a 2.5 ton?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Okay. What unit were you assigned to?
What unit?
Yeah, what artillery unit were you assigned to? Do you remember?
I know it was an A battery.
Okay. What division were you with?
The 30th.
30th Division, okay.
It was a new outfit.
Were you assigned to that in the States before you went overseas, or were you assigned?
No. I went overseas, and they gave us all kind of training to see where we were good to go at. And seeing that I was a truck driver, they put me in the artillery.
Okay. Did you go overseas in a convoy or a single ship?
It was a single ship. It took us 10 days to get over there. Because they were waiting for another convoy. You know, I don't know, there was a lot of ships anyway. It took us 10 days to get over there.
Oh, where'd you go, to England?
England, yeah.
You said you received additional training in England?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we trained in England.
Where were you in England? Do you remember?
I was in London, but geez, I don't know what, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get along? Did you have much contact with the English people?
Not too
Or were you
much.
on the base most of the time?
Yeah, not too much, you know.
Mhm.
It was dark then anyway when I went there.
Mhm.
England was totally dark,
Oh, okay.
you know.
Mhm. Now, you ended up going across on D-Day?
Yeah,
Could you talk
We
about
were-
that?
we were in England.
Mhm.
In fact, I was in one of the small towns there, had, you know, taking it easy.
Mhm.
And then they called us back. And that's when we had to do some more training, you know, under the, you know, getting shot, you know, over the, real training.
Mhm.
And from there went to English Channel. And from there, they would ship us to Boston. From Boston, went overseas.
Mhm.
Got to England.
How did you went over on D-Day across the channel?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Oh, that was tough. Well, I went in and tell you the truth. D-Day too.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I forgot that the Army, they needed the artillery.
Mhm.
And they called us, I had the 30 divisions.
Mhm.
Now, did you drive a truck ashore?
Yeah.
Did you have to prepare it to make it like waterproof the engine and that?
No,
It
no,
was all done.
no. It was on the ship when the ship landed. The tide was pretty good.
Okay.
Would you go in at an LST or a smaller?
No. I know, it was one ship that carried all our division anyway.
Mhm. Okay. What was the beach like when you got in on it?
It was kind of rough.
Mhm.
And I saw, you know, a lot of dead stuff, dead animals. First thing I saw was a dead animal.
A lot of wrecked equipment.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you under fire when you landed, or?
Very little,
Mhm.
very little.
When was the first time you came under fire?
Practically every day. Not every day, but we were under fire. To tell you the truth, I don't know why they never got us. Over our head, you know.
Mhm.
They never hit us direct.
So you supplied fire support to the advance?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you were you ever wounded at all or injured?
Tell you the truth, no. The only thing I came out when I came out of service, I had a fungus in my left ear when I got out. I had nothing. I had a battery blow up from my truck, you know, but that was minor. I mean, you know, but I never got hurt. Just lucky, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. What was daily life like when you're with your battery? Did you live in foxholes or tents, or how did you live?
Well, we lived in batteries, but then we lived in foxholes.
Mhm. What kind of, did you have to eat the rations every day, or did you have any hot meals at all, or just?
We had rations,
Mhm.
but I tell you, we had a hell of a cook. Always made us something to eat. Always, you know, like sometimes at midnight when we were getting a little action, he used to always make a big pot of coffee. We had good, you know. Didn't have too many rations.
Did you ever have much problems with your guns at all, your 105s?
No, we never did. They got hot,
Mhm.
but we never had problems.
Did you ever have to replace the tubes often?
No, tell you the truth, we never did.
Oh.
On rest period, we clean them up,
Mhm.
you know, and that was it. But never had a problem with them guns.
Now, you were also involved in the Battle of the Bulge?
Oh, I was in it.
You were. What happened?
Oh, what happened? We just went in there, that's all. It was rough, it was snow.
Did you have winter gear?
No. Just what we had, that's all.
Were you frostbitten at all, or?
I never was frostbitten. Tell you the truth, we dug holes. I always dug a big hole. And I used to put a little heat in there. We all had heat. We all had little stoves like we used to keep warm. But it was cold, let me tell you.
Let's see. What were your officers like? Did you have good
They were
officers?
good. They were very good.
How about the men in your unit? Did you become close to them?
To the men?
Yes.
My unit?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. In fact, when the war was over, I went over to visit some of them in Connecticut. It's good to see them.
What decorations or medals did you ever receive?
Nah, just a conduct medal. We were supposed to get one medal when we were in St. Louis. We captured 126 prisoners. But everybody got a medal that wasn't there. That's the Army life, you know what I mean?
Like basically a unit citation?
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of citations, you know. My son's got all that stuff home. It's in my book. They said they wanted 2 men from each section at airport in St. Louis. Says there's nothing to it. Nothing to it, hell. There was 126 of them, Germans. And what got them out is our artillery. They were afraid of our artillery. They thought we had automatics. They were coming in so fast.
Did you carry any sidearms?
Yeah, a rifle.
Okay. Was there any experience that you had that you thought was kind of humorous or funny?
Oh, we had a lot of fun.
Did
I tell you, we had a guy named Scro. He's good. Makes you laugh all the time. He make you believe he's drunk, you know. And we had rough times. You know, I was in a foxhole when we were getting shelled. I had a Mexican guy next to me, crying like a son of a gun. Maybe I was scared, but what could you do? You know what I mean? But one of my friends got it though. Damn, it fell right in this hole. He was from Connecticut.
Did you get to see any USO shows at all while you were over there?
The only show I saw was, I don't know if you remember, I know you know Everett G. Robinson.
Oh, sure.
Saw him, and gee, now I forgot his name now. Jesus, and I saw one more. But Everett G. Robinson was the funny one. You know, he just, Little Caesar. That's the only one. I never saw Bob Hope or none of them guys. I can't think of the other guy.
Did you have any unusual duties or?
No, tell you the truth, no.
Now, did you stay right through all the way to the end of the war?
Yeah. I tell you how it was with me. When we were in D-Day 2. From there, we just kept going, hit all these other towns and villages until we got the last rhyme 40 miles from Berlin. And there the Russians stopped us. Because they were coming too. You know, they were coming and we were coming. So we wouldn't get hurt, you know what I mean, with the rounds. And all the Germans were coming on our side.
They were afraid of the Russians.
That's right. The Russians got run their revenge.
Did you get to interact with any of the Russians or meet any of them?
Yeah. In fact, I went to one of them was a wedding. Boy, what a wedding. It lasted about 2 days, 3 days. Drinking that vodka and all that stuff.
So were they pretty friendly towards the Americans?
Yes, they were friendly, yeah. Them women, they were dressed up like, these guys, full pack and everything. They're like worse than men.
Oh, so there were women Russian soldiers who were with them?
Yeah.
Did you ever liberate any of the prisoner of war camps, or I mean the
No,
concentration camps?
no, I visited them when they were empty. Tell you the truth. I was in Buchan Mall. I seen the ovens where they burned them.
What did you think of those things when you saw
Oh,
those?
geez, my stomach just got sour. I couldn't believe it. And I tell you the truth, being overseas, I never heard of
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, no, I never heard of them killing the Jews. I never heard of it. Until I got out after the war, and then they showed the Holocaust. But I didn't hear, maybe they, I don't know if they kept it away from us. But I saw a lot of dead bodies when they, bulldoze them on the ground and burn them up and cover them up. These get sick to you. I can't believe a man could do that.
Were you in Europe when President Roosevelt died?
Yeah.
What did you think of that? How did you feel
bad.
about that?
I felt bad because I think about 6 months later the war ended and he couldn't see it. You know? He was good. He tried to keep us out. Couldn't,
Did you? What did you think when you heard about the dropping of the atomic bombs? Did you?
Well, I'll tell you the
Were you
truth.
aware of anything like that?
I was glad it happened, but I felt sorry for those people. Because we were coming home, I'll tell you the truth. They said we were going to come home for 30 days, and they were going to go to the other place, fighting the Japs.
Yeah.
But then I heard the war was over. We were happy. And we turned around, we just come home to New York.
A lot of celebration.
Yeah. Oh, it was a pleasure coming in that ship. See the Statue of Liberty, you know what I mean? You're home. War was over. I pulled exactly 3 years. I went in October 20th in 42, and I come out in October 20th in 45. Exactly. And I wound up having fungus in that ear. That's about it. That's the only thing I got hurt.
What did you do when you got back home? Did you go back to work, or did you go to school, or what did you
No.
do?
I stood home a week, then I went back to work, to tell you the truth.
Did you ever use the GI Bill for anything?
No, never did.
How about?
Well, when I bought a house, there was a GI loan on it.
Yeah.
So I took that mortgage and that loan.
Okay.
At that time it was 4%.
Do you ever use the 5220 Club?
No.
What kind of work did you do after the war?
I went back to work with, you remember Delmar?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I worked there for about 30 years. And I'll tell you the truth, all that work I did for a lousy $100 a week. So I quit. I went to work for Schaefer. At that time it was Beverwick Brewery. There's where I should have went when I come out of service. Beverwick Brewery.
What'd you do at a brewery? What kind of work?
I was a truck driver.
Oh,
Delivered
okay.
beer, keg beer to grills.
That was heavy work, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And when I worked for Schaefer, I got a helper. Like having a helper. Never had a helper the other place. I had case beer and keg beer by myself.
Now, who had the better beer, Dobler or Schaefer?
Schaefer was better beer.
Was it?
Dobler was good,
Uh-huh.
but Schaefer was big. And they wound up closed. They broke all kinds of records.
Yeah.
And I was a truck driver there in Schaefer. I made good money there.
Did you ever stay in contact with anyone that was in service with you?
Yeah, I went twice. I went to Connecticut, and they came to see me. My two friends. I had 4 of them. One died. There was 3 of them left. Then 2 came to Albany. Took them to the Hawaiian Club. It was 12 o'clock. He was all ready to go home. I was, where? This place don't close till 3 o'clock. And that time over there, they close early.
Uh-huh.
Had a lot of fun.
Did you join any veterans organizations?
I did for a while. No, I'll tell you the truth. We had a club in West Albany. I joined that club, and I was there a good 60 years in that club. I'm a social member now. I don't pay nothing.
How do you think your time in the service changed or had an effect on your life?
No, I don't think it changed.
No?
No, really not. When I come home, you know, I had a girlfriend. In '46, I got married. No. I forgot about it. You know, for a while it was tough, but I made the best of it and got out of it, you know. I'm just lucky I never got hurt, that's all.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much for your interview.
If I had the book, I'd let you read that book.
Yeah.
It shows right from the move we started, then the end of the book is a folder with a map. It shows you just how we went.
This is the history of the 30th Division.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.